regret. The fear of regret. That's what most child-free people are concerned about. And why wouldn't we be? Because from the moment people find out that we don't want kids, they scare us into thinking we're going to have regrets.
You'll regret it. You'll end up an old maid.
And when basically everybody is telling you that you're going to have regrets, you're definitely going to have regrets, right? One of the things that I like to do when people try to scare me into having children is to do a little field research every once in a while. I feel like people are gonna be honest. Let's dive in. I explain it to people like this. You know that feeling you get where you just can't wait to teach your kid how to play basketball or whatever it is that you want to share with them? I don't have that. Neither do I. Teaching is definitely not my thing. I don't know if that makes me really weird. I'm just like, here's the instruction manual, figure it out yourself. Which is why I actually really admire people who teach like in a classroom setting. If you're a teacher, thank you for what you do. Nope, it was never something I wanted, no regrets. Straight to the point. I have mixed feelings. I don't care much for children and I think it would have been disastrous for us to have them. I was also able to retire at 52. If we're retired at 52, I would be pretty excited about that. Think of all the traveling we could do. And that'd be so fun. I do wonder what it would be like to have my own, to teach my child the things I know. See, there it is again. Here's the thing, you don't have to have your own kids to teach. There's lots of kids out there that are probably happy to learn and not be without someone who cares about me at the time of my death. Like, we don't know how we're gonna die. They might not be at your bedside when you pass, that's all I'm saying. But again, absolutely the right decision. This is reinforced every time I'm exposed to other people's kids. Isn't that the truth? I'm so glad I just get to hang out with kids and then hand them back. I just like being an auntie. That's it. I don't necessarily regret not having them, but I regret the fact that I wasn't in a healthy enough relationship where I could have children. I regret not being stronger to leave the abuse earlier. If I had been stronger, I think maybe I could have had the choice at least. That's really sad, but I am happy that they chose not to have kids because sometimes people are like, oh, this is a bad relationship. Let me have kids and that will fix things. I hope that they have healed from the trauma that they went through, and I hope that they feel fulfilled in life wherever they are. I never wanted children. I don't have the patience. I'd be a worrywart about my kids too. I worry about lots of things. I don't like that about myself, to be honest, but I'm working on it. I don't feel that I'm super patient. I mean, my husband's always like, you're not that impatient, but I'm like, I think it's in my head. Outside, I still look calm, cool, and collected, but like things are happening inside and I'm just like, okay, we need to fix this situation or I'm gonna need to go for a run. There's also the fear that I would be the same as my father, and I don't want to put my children through that. You know, genetics just has a way of taking some of the good parts and then some of the bad parts, and that's what you wind up with. Oh, I wanted to show you guys something. My cactuses are still alive. It's like growing little arms. It's almost like, I don't know, you like wants to reach out and hug somebody. I pretty much forgot to water them all summer long, but I'll give you some water, promise. My wife worked in a nursing home for years. Imagine seeing for years that 95% of old people never have a family visit till they die and people want a piece of the pie. I don't know why people keep saying have kids and they'll take care of you in your old age. It bothers me so much when people say that. You can't assume that because you have kids, they're gonna help you out when you need it. No, I knew what I was getting into when I agreed to marry my husband. He had 2 sons from his first marriage and a vasectomy. I did think it over seriously and I concluded that a life with him compared to a life without him, with a baby I didn't even have yet, was what I cannot read today, or maybe this is the way it's written. No, it's probably me. It worked for us. We've been together 26 years, and as a bonus, I have 9 grandchildren. I think most grandparents prefer to be grandparents than the actual parents, right? I mean, that sort of seems to be the vibe that I get. She definitely seems to be really happy, and she is getting some of the grandma perks without all the work, so if everyone's happy, no regrets at all. Just said this to my older child-free sister today, and we agree on no kids. There are enough responsibilities in life and the costs. Who comes up with this, oh, child-free people don't have any responsibilities. Life must be so easy when you're child-free. I cannot imagine how much money we would spend at Costco if we had children because we already spend a lot of money at Costco. That's all I'm gonna say about that. No, I found a partner who feels the same. We are the cool aunt and uncle. Exactly, we consider ourselves the cool aunt and uncle. I don't know how cool we actually are, but I feel like being an auntie and an uncle was our calling. That's what we're good at, and that's what we enjoy doing. Wasn't by choice, but yes, I'm happily married. I worry about what will happen to my wife when I die. She'll be alone. Otherwise, it's fantastic. Okay, this right here is why we have a community. Having a community of people around you doesn't just mean having kids. It's not just biological. Not one bit. With my medical and other problems, I know I made the right choice. That sounds like a very good call. 57 years old and childless. I don't regret it at all. I sincerely believe that I would have been a poor mother. I'm an extreme introvert. And seeing my sister with her sprogs, I don't know what sprogs, okay, clinging to her all the time and calling mommy, 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 convinced me of the wisdom of my decision. I need lots of alone time to remain sane, and you don't get that with kids. Oh my goodness, yes. I love alone time. It's just like so good for my soul. You know what I mean? Thinking about being around someone all the time it's almost stifling. I'm 54 years old. I've lived the past 30 years alone. Presently, my dog and I are chilling at a nice hotel on a spur-of-the-moment vacation. That sounds pretty good. I can't imagine what it would be like to have a family. I picture a life lived more normally sometimes. No, I don't regret being child-free or wife-free for that matter. My life can be boring at times, but then I look back at all the drama that comes with relationships and I think I've dodged a bullet. Yeah, some people don't want to be in a partnership either. There's definitely less drama when you don't have kids. Not one bit. I have never believed that I would be a good parent. I have a short temper. My words and tone of voice would be harsh in a very similar way to my own father. I wasn't happy growing up with that kind of parent, and I wouldn't want to subject any child to that kind of parenting. Speaking for myself as a child-free person, I feel like I've really gotten a lot of time, or I've taken time, because you make time for the things that are important, to work on myself as a person. All of the self-help books I've read and the therapy I've gone to and the many discussions that I've had with my husband, that's made our relationship a lot better. It's made our marriage really good, and it's made me a happier person.
Got a hole in your underwear, sew it back together.
You just throw them out. What era do you live in?
Are you kidding me? I've been accused of ironing my own underwear. I don't recall that ever happening, but someone accused me of it.
Again, not that parents can't do this kind of stuff too, but I just feel like I personally would have a really hard time balancing both. Nope, I never had the urge to change diapers or lose sleep, lose free time, and most of my earnings. Other people's kids are great, mostly because they are other people's kids. Agreed. When people ask who will take care of you when you're old, I tell them when I'm 75, I will adopt a 40-year-old. I like their sense of humor. Hispanic guy here, close to 60 years old, no I don't. The very fact I chose to stay child-free is very unusual in my culture, and I originally did not intend to be child-free. Some cultures really place a very high emphasis on being a mom or a dad. When you step outside of that role and you choose to do something different, you're gonna pick up some flack and some negativity from that, for sure. I still think I would have been a great dad, still have absolutely no regret. I like that he says he thinks he would have been a good dad. That's good confidence. And a person's value absolutely does not change when you choose not to have kids, even though a lot of people seem to tie value and parenthood into a nice, neat package. Let's talk about it right here.